But hey,
Yeah,
do you want to hear about another good story?
absolutely. Lay it on me.
I will. I'm gonna lay ethers.
Ooh, I guess this one's in the title, so
I gotta
you gotta
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it.
So yeah, this is the one shot from Source Point Press that I was referring to earlier, and this was a lot of fun. This was one of those comics that I said this last week with uh, uh, Junction Jones and the Corduroy conspiracy that I went back and read it twice, and on the second read through, like I enjoyed it a lot more. And this is how I feel about movies sometimes, because like I really sometimes when I want to know how something ends, I'm just more so focused on like the math in my head of trying to figure out the story instead of just sitting there and like allowing it to like just be lost in the wonders of storytelling. Um,
Mhm.
so with this, I was definitely like being like, well, where's this gonna go? Is this gonna go here this way, this way, this way, this way? So then when I kind of just saw where it went, it was nice to go back and just reread it again and just like soak it in for what it was and not like what I kind of wanted it to go. Mostly because I'm somebody that's like super interested in the supernatural and like not necessarily like the afterlife, but like just spirituality or like the stuff that's happening around us that we can't see in the day to day,
Yeah.
um and this is definitely like an exploration into that. And I really enjoyed it because it was definitely sold like this is art and this is like has like feeling and meaning to it, and it like absolutely does. And it's beautiful because I get what makes me so excited about exploring a lot of those topics is to get to see how people interpret those things and just be like happy and in celebrating their like interpretation rather than just me doing what I did and just being like, well, I'm somebody who believes in God, so I want to see God at the end of this or whatever, and it's like
Yeah.
that wasn't what I got, and that's fine because the story that I got was beautiful and like cathartic and closing, like gave closure. I will say that like the story is one of like you don't really find out how the girl died. I feel like it's heavily implied that she offed herself, um
Mhm.
and was just, I mean, that's a very callous way of saying that, but that
Yeah.
she committed suicide, and that's an epidemic in our society that people get so lost and so depraved that that's they think is a solution. And I've been there,
Yeah.
so like it's not like I'm speaking about something that is foreign for me at all. But yeah, so it was just really it was less so a story about death, but more so about like how do you accept the shameful parts of yourself, or not even so much the parts of yourself, just the hurt that you've left behind. And there's this beautiful line in there of like she's there's like everything's just kind of a metaphor and everything's kind of ethereal and everything that like it's very dreamy. So like she'll engage with like a mountain, she'll start climbing it, and then it turns into something else. um, and when she's climbing this mountain, there's this line about, she says that she can see like the faces on the mountain are becoming the faces of everyone who tried to love her when she decided it was easier to be alone. And it's,
Mhm.
I think the exact line is something like it was easier to be alone instead of being loved. And I'm like, man, I really get that, because I'm a person that I struggle with addictions, I struggle with depression and all this stuff, and it's a lot easier for me to like just sit and like just stew in it instead of being like, I should probably talk to somebody and get some help, and like just even be more open with my friends or my partner, or like whatever it is. So for me, this was like the beauty of this wasn't so much the exploration of like death, but it was the exploration of like acceptance of self.